So I'm joined with Harry Pane and Giddy Who at his headline show tonight. Hi Harry, you alright?
I'm good.
Good. How are you feeling about tonight? You excited?
I am, yeah. I'm really excited. It's my first gig in Cardiff, so
What can we expect from a Harry Pane set today?
it's a bit bipolar, to be honest.
Is it?
It kind of jumps all over the place.
Nice.
It's like songs about death and then upbeat kind of rock and roll tunes.
Nice.
So it's
Why
good.
not? It's
Why
really
not?
good. Yeah, you've got to throw it in there.
Yeah.
And you've got some really, really nice bluesy sounds in your music. What
Yeah.
kind of inspirations do you have, like musicians-wise?
So I would say that the first person that comes to mind is John Martin, just because he had such a nice blend between folk and blues music.
Nice.
And kind of jazzy as well, I suppose, but also the old like Muddy Waters and
Yes.
John Lee Hooker, and like there's all these people that I kind of grew up listening to that are amazing and kind of big influence. And
like-
Dylan as well,
Oh,
like
of course.
his latest stuff as well. I love his early stuff, but his latest stuff where you start to get a bit of bluesier is kind of nice. Yeah.
Are there any like particular artists or songs that you like to cover?
I actually quite like covering Fleetwood Mac
Nice.
songs and
Yes.
things like that.
The lyrics are fab in there though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Really
of course.
good.
Yeah.
That's really, and you've had some great success with BBC Introducing. They've really, really picked you up. How has that all been for you?
They've been really good, actually, like really supportive, which is what you'd expect, I guess. But they have been really good. I guess, yeah. I'm lucky that they like it, really.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Cheers.
But before we talk about your new EP, The Wild Winds, let's talk about Fletcher Bay, because that is honestly such a wonderfully written song, and I know it's very personal to you.
It's quite a sort of ghostly song.
Yes,
should we say?
yeah, but your vocals work so nicely with the guitar riffs. It's just like wonderfully written, and it works really, really well. And the music video as well, it's very like creatively shot. Did you have input into how you wanted it to look?
Yeah, it was influenced from that artist Fink.
Oh, okay.
So Fink is like very. There's a video he does looking too closely, and there's like real zoomy shots of like earlobes and eyes and eyelashes and hair and stuff. And that's kind of where I got a little bit. I robbed a little bit of those ideas, but then it was actually filmed in my kitchen.
Oh, really?
And
Did not know that.
Yeah, my good friend of mine who's a really good cameraman, like really good at that stuff, lives next door. So he came next door and we did it.
It's who you know, it's who you know every time. That's amazing. That's really nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have told that was your kitchen. It was very cool. It looked very vintage looking, actually. It was really cool.
Nice. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah.
And you've also worked with Danny Castella. How has that been? Because he's worked with Paolo Nutini, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's produced some amazing stuff. He's worked with a lot of people. He's actually worked with Michael Jackson as well, which blew my mind.
Wow.
But yeah, no, he's just a really good guy. Like I've often in the past found it really sort of uncomfortable in studios. I find live performing a lot easier.
Yeah.
And when I step into a studio, it's like I suddenly can't do anything, play or sing or anything.
Yeah.
But I come into this studio with him, and it's like a really nice, homely studio, and he's just he really sort of brings it out of you.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
that's
sort
what
of,
you want, though, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And the new EP, The Wild Winds, it seems like a lot bigger sound, because you released Changing last year, didn't you? And that it just seems like you've kind of upped it a little bit, and it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, the one I've written, this recent one is there's a lot of truth, a lot of things that are close to my heart, because since that one and this one, my dad passed away, and I suppose I just couldn't help but write things down, and
Of course,
it seems a bit more real.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But you've got some really nice, it takes you on a bit of a journey. You've got loads of different sounds in there, especially Old Friend. That one stood out to me really nice. I'm liking the foot stomping in there.
Yeah.
Some nice stuff going on. It's very good.
I have tried that. The thing is with that EP as well, it is kind of a bit up and down, a bit like the set. So it kind of just having fun, really. We were just having fun.
That's what you need, though, isn't it? That's what you
trial
need.
and error, really.
Yeah, let's throw in some stuff. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what's coming up next for you? Are you writing any more material? Have you got an album on the way, or?
I haven't. I haven't really been writing because I've just been busy on the road at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do plan to. But I don't want to force it. It has to be natural,
Oh gosh,
man.
yeah, definitely.
But also, yeah, I mean, album-wise, I've just noticed that a lot of people do tend to make, they release singles or EPs just due to like streaming and stuff at the moment. I don't know. I'd like to make an album.
Yeah.
But I'm already blown away. I've got this EP on vinyl at the moment.
Yes. Have you given it a cheeky spin?
Not really.
No. But it's there and it looks very cool. It's good. Yeah, it's a vinyl. Woohoo! Well, Harry, best of luck tonight. And before I let you scuttle off and go and play a gig, if you could form a supergroup with 3 other artists, old or new, dead or alive, who would you form with and what would you call it?
Okay, so one's dead and one's alive.
Nice.
Yeah. John Martin, who I mentioned earlier, Jack White.
Yeah.
And me, and we we would call ourselves the Crazy Souls.
Nice, I like that. Well, look out for the Crazy Souls and Harry Pane coming very, very soon. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, and good luck with Giddy Who tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a really good gig, so thank you very much.